knowing that he could represent that range better than I could. 8897 on the left, going to be checking. I'm just gonna do something funky and end up leading this flop. He can't really continue with it unless he has an ace, and that's why I do it. I don't do it because eights is an awesome hand. I do it because I have no other play. It's either check fold, okay, or lead. So I elect to lead, knowing that the only way he can continue with the hand is if he does have an ace. King Jack 10-10. I'm gonna go ahead and take a stab at this. No one has shown any liking to that board whatsoever. I could have made a straight. I could have a bow. Someone else very well could too, but the way the hand's played, no one's been showing any interest whatsoever, and I'm just gonna take a stab at it and take it down. Fold the Jack 10-9-4 out of position. I'm gonna fold the King 3-3 deuce. I'm going to be raising 6-4-5-9 on the button. I definitely like raising a lot of buttons. You can represent a lot of hands. So I flop a really good hand. Any 4-5-6-9 or 10 is a straight. I am definitely going to be betting. If I were to get raised, okay, so and I got snap called. This is a spot where I need to be betting again, for a couple of reasons. If he had straight draws, um, I want to be winning um these pots when we have the same exact kind of hand, when we have, all the straight draws. I don't want to be giving him a chance to bluff me when we have same straight kind of cards. So I'm going to be continuing bluffing. If he has an overpair, he's definitely not folding. He still might not fold a hand like Jack 9-10 or something like that. He still might elect to call again, and I would be forced to bet the river again. But him snap calling the flop, at best, I think that he has an overpair at very best. Uh, he doesn't have 8-7 very often. He might have had an 8 with a lot of other cards. So even if he elects to call the turn again and I barrel river, it is going to be a tough call. Duke to house leads into me. I backdoor hearts with top pair. I think raising is not a good play, and I think calling is definitely fine. Having top. Now I have top and bottom with the nut heart draw. Uh, so he bets into me. And the reason why I'm going to be raising here is, so if I have queen eight, queen six, eights, sixes, or queens on that flop, most people will be raising, and rightfully so. It's so draw heavy that you got to protect. So he could very willingly be getting aggressive with. I'm actually going to bet on the bigger side, so it does look like I'm draw heavy. Um, So he's going to continue to protect a lot of hands, and he's going to continue to be aggressive with draws because I look so draw heavy myself. Um, and I honestly thought maybe he could stack off there with a queen or kings or aces or pair plus flush draw, pair plus straight draws and shit. That's why I raised the turn, and because I called the flop and didn't raise the flop, he continues to be aggressive, thinking that I have a draw and he can take it down anytime I miss. And I was hoping he would stack off on the left table. I was not hoping for a fold. I also get a ton of value from any time he has a lot of draws. If he has like straight draw, flush draw, and stuff, I get a lot of value by getting it in that spot on the turn. 6-7 deuce clubs. 420 sucks, leads into me. I could lead or I could check fold, and I think I'm gonna just check fold. Um, Leading, I could get floated, I think, far too often on this kind of flop. He checks back. Um, Not sure what that means too often. I think, okay, so here's my thought process. If he has a better hand than Ace King High, he would be calling this turn anyway if I bet. So Ace King High could definitely be the best hand. Um, It's probable. And I'm actually checking down, hoping that Ace King High is the best hand, and it is a lot of the time, and it is. Okay, so the reason I didn't bet the turn was if he had anything better than Ace King High, he'd be calling anyway on the way the board came and the way that the hand played. I get led into by Duke to house. I have pocket queens with the flush draw, and I'm going to be raising uh, for blocker reasons and because I don't want to be put in bad spots on the turn. Duke to house elects to call, which tells me, he had flush draws. He had, say, ace king, ace jack, jacks. He has a strong hand too often of the time where I need to be continuing. I think queen high flush is definitely the best hand a lot of the time. He could have an ace high flush sometimes, and by him check shoving, that's a little bit unfortunate. But getting 4.5 to 1 or 4 to 1, I'm just never going to be really folding in this spot. And he had the blocker with the straight, so that's perfectly fine by him, I suppose. It's not bad. Um, if it were me, I probably would have been getting it in on the flop again, with the straight if I were him, just because of all the hand combos that um I could have by raising, and because he had the nut blocker. It's not very often where we both had the flop the straight and I'm free rolling the flush on him. It's not often enough. Um, so I think I'm gonna end my session. Everything I seem to be running fairly well, and everything seemed to be going pretty decent. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, if you feel like I play horrible, let me know. If you want to get a hold of me, I put my email in the link, and you go ahead and email me, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Um, Jack 8-4. There's not very many turns that I like, so I'm going to be betting. Um, he could be check raising, then I'd be folding. If he check calls, I'm going to put him in a lot of bad spots. 10 hits the turn. I'm just going to continue to be aggressive. That that 10 fills in a lot of straights. So if he didn't make a straight himself, it's a really hard card to call down on. Um, and he does elect to call again, which is quite strange. And he checks again. I'm kind of forced to be betting again. I've been showing a lot of strength. Uh, he does have a lot of hand combos that contain a 9 and do give him a straight, but I still think it makes sense for me to be betting the way that I played the hand. He has a lot of two pairs. He had a lot of straight draws or a lot of, he could have made spades on the turn as well with a pair. And what I was representing was definitely stronger than what he was representing, and that's why I continued with it. I'm going to continue to bet, and this time a little bit larger on the left. Raise my button. I'm going to click sit out after my button here. So anyway, played for quite a while. Kind of feel like I'm not being as literate as I was before, so I stopped talking. So on the left, the way the hands played is majority of the time we both have an ace, so I am going to be leading the flush on the left again, and if I get raised, it's going to be really fucking hard. Um, I made top two on the right. I'm just running good. I'm going to be raising and hopefully getting it in. And he shoves, and I should have the best hand the majority of the time, which I do, but he has a jillion outs, and I end up taking it though. Okay, so I'm going to fold the left and exit out. Thanks everybody for joining in on my little run good session, and hopefully I talked through a lot of situations and got you guys where you need to be a little bit more in Omaha. Have a good one.